Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, you look on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you hear all these knuckleheads whining about single moms and how hard things are in college debt, right? But guys, you also hear them talking about mental health, right? And guys, everything's about them, right? We can't even talk about the whole unaliving situation with men without them making it about themselves. Guys, post after post after post, all these knuckleheaded chicks say is,
And I'm just trying to tell you that I have mental health issues. I'm extremely distraught. I feel like my whole life is ending.
and guys, chicks live life on easy mode and they still want to say that they have it hard and that they have mental health issues. So guys, we're going to go to the dumpster fire known as TikTok and look at what some of these knuckleheads have to say about mental health. But before we do that, like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps keep this channel going. Check out my second channel link in the description, guys, and check out the playlist at the end.
Women have a 3 times higher rate of attempting to unalive ourselves compared.
And the reason why they're attempts is because women don't want to leave a mess, whereas men are violent when they themselves.
There it
This
is.
is the perfect example of how context is everything. Too often we see posts talking about men's mental health, men's mental health. Obviously, men's mental health is super important, but let's not overlook the root of the cause, toxic masculinity.
There it is, guys.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
There it is, guys, the BS.
From the moment that you are born into a world as a boy, you are told not to cry and to be a man. There's a reason why men are the violent ones.
There it is.
Meanwhile, women are just trying to exist on this floating rock and are afraid of being essayed or hurt or even killed by men. So yeah.
Women are walking around and we're victims of everything. Please.
The next time you see a stat where someone's talking about how men commit more than women do, there is nuance to this conversation and there is context that needs to be shared, because guess what? Women attempt 3 times more likely than men do. We just don't want to leave a mess for someone to clean it up.
So guys, men can't even have anything without women making it about themselves. Guys, even like the thing that men don't want to own, the self-deletion thing, they have to make about themselves. Isn't that funny how that works? And guys, this is why I tell you, white women like her, probably college-educated, upper middle class white women, are the most dangerous people in America. Because guys, there's all these women's organizations and nonprofits, and they don't get money unless they can make themselves the ultimate victims. Right? They say no matter what, women are the ultimate victims, and they will move that goalpost so that in any given situation, they can try and prove, quote unquote, that they have it worse than us. And then there's this whole toxic masculinity, all this foolishness, and then try and tell us that, and then, of course, from the moment you're born as a boy, everything is your fault. That's basically what she was saying. Clown world. And guys, okay, buckle in for this. Her hashtags. You ready? Hashtag Dink. Hashtag Dink fam. Hashtag Dink couple. Hashtag dual income, no kids. Hashtag child free. Hashtag child free by choice. Hashtag child free TikTok. Hashtag child free millennial. Hashtag child free life. Hashtag child free lifestyle. Hashtag free and happy. Hashtag child free and happy. Hashtag child free family. Hashtag Bend. Hashtag Bend, Oregon. Of course, they're from the Northwest. Of course. Right? Hashtag Bend, Oregon check. Hashtag Oregon. Hashtag Oregon check. Hashtag Central Oregon. Hashtag Central Oregon check. Hashtag Pacific Northwest. Hashtag Pacific Northwest life. Hashtag Pacific Northwest Wonderland. Hashtag Pacific Northwest check. Hashtag Pacific Northwest Adventures. Hashtag Pacific Northwest. Hashtag progressive. Hashtag progressives. Hashtag progressive millennial. Hashtag progressive lives matter. Hashtag Gen Z of TikTok. Hashtag millennials of TikTok. Hashtag career TikTok. Hashtag career focus. Hashtag career woman. Hashtag dog parent. Hashtag dog parents. Hashtag dog parents of TikTok. Hashtag dog parents be like. Hashtag dog parent life. Hashtag dog parents on TikTok. Hashtag misogynistic. Hashtag misogyny. Hashtag misogynistic men. Hashtag misogynists. Hashtag misogynist of TikTok. Hashtag misogynist be like. Hashtag misogynists are ugly. Hashtag misogynist be like too. Hashtag anxiety. Hashtag anxiety relief. Hashtag anxiety rush. Hashtag anxiety squad. Hashtag anxiety check. Hashtag depressed. Hashtag depressed anxiety. Hashtag depression TikTok. Hashtag depression awareness. Hashtag depression is real. Hashtag women's mental health. Hashtag women's mental health matters. Guys, look at that. You guys think I'm bullshitting, huh? Let me see if I can move this. Can I move it over? No, I can't, guys. She put all of these hashtags in here. All these, guys. I just read them. I don't put them in here, right? And guys, I think this person's married or in a relationship with a dude. You are a fool, man. You are a fool to be with someone like this. Clown world.
This is my theory on why I think so many women have gut issues right now.
So my theory as to why women are having gut issues is the fact that women on average experience more traumatic events compared to men.
Oh, wait. This is a woman? I thought this was a... Look at that.
If you are exposed to trauma, you are more susceptible to chronic health conditions.
Please.
So if you experience anxiety or if you have post-traumatic symptoms, those will work mechanically in your body very similarly. Because at the base of it, they're both stress responses. When that stress response is triggered, it changes the neurochemical environment of your brain and body. One of the bigger chemicals in this is cortisol, and that is because it creates a lot of inflammation when it is overused. Another mechanism of the fight or flight response is also to remove waste from the body, which means that chronic stress responses can create dysfunction in many areas of health.
This is my theory on...
So guys, they're basically saying the reason why so many women gotta poop all the time it's because they have mental health issues. Hey guys, what is this PTSD fight or flight BS that they're talking about? Isn't it funny how the gender that lives life on easy mode is trying to tell us about how hard that they have it in fight or flight? Really? Seriously? Guys, think about what traumatic stuff does an average American chick go through. Guys, the average American chick, like a 5 on the scale, lives better than royalty did about 90 years ago. Think about that. And they think they have all these problems. Guys, are hashtags. You ready? Hashtag neurodivergent. Hashtag mental health. Hashtag trauma. Hashtag stress response. Hashtag stress. Hashtag chronic stress. Hashtag schizoaffective. Yikes. Hashtag schizophrenic, hashtag bipolar, hashtag BPD, hashtag feminism, hashtag autism, hashtag ADHD, hashtag women's empowerment. Look at that, guys. Clown world.
Hey y'all, welcome to my page. My name is ZaZa.
Yes.
I have
Nice.
other names, but we just gonna call me ZaZa for today. And I suffer from BPD. Let me tell you how it's like living with BPD. So, like, for me, I feel like everybody with BPD has different, like, you know, feelings. We do mostly all have the same symptoms, but some symptoms we do lack. Like, you may have this symptom and I may not have that symptom, but I may have other symptoms. You get what I'm saying? So I do get extreme mood swings.
Of course you do.
Irritated.
You extreme mood swings.
Just like a woman.
Wake up irritated. It's just you're irritating me. I get in the kitchen, I see my daddy eating. Why are you doing that? Get out! I'm very emotional and I'm sensitive. Like I said, I have mood swings. I could cry for an hour and I will not cry the next hour. I will be happy twerking, shaking ass.
Yeah.
And then
Ugh.
I will be irritated. My moods change very, very fast. I don't like being alone. I genuinely don't like being alone. Like, I be feeling like I need somebody. And
How are you going to say that you have mood swings, right? That you're always emotional all the time, right?
No, I think I'm just emotional. Why don't you understand that?
And yet you always have to have people around. Clown world.
I don't like that because it's like, girl, do you really need somebody? You don't need nobody. Why are you acting like that? Stop being like that. I used to have a substance abuse issue, and people fail to realize that you can have substance abuse.
You don't say.
You could abuse anything. My abuse issue was smoking too much ZaZa. I don't smoke no more like that because it affects my health. Because I used to smoke so much to the point where I got acid reflux now, and I have it every day, and I'm on medication for it. So I used to abuse the hell out of ZaZa. Like I was.
I don't know what ZaZa is. If anyone knows what ZaZa is, let me know.
I have no more ZaZa left. I'm taking roaches. I'm looking for roaches on the floor. Like I will literally find a roach and smoke that roach. Get a clip like a tweezer and smoke it. And that
was that weed?
I will look for roaches outside. I don't care if it's been sitting there. You step on it, I'm gonna smoke it. That's how fiend out I was. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what else. I always had unstable relationships. I was always breaking up with the person because I felt like any little minor inconvenience, we need to break up. But I want to get back together.
Yikes.
You see how the mood changed? Like, I don't want you now, but you know what I'm saying? Relationships make me split, and they literally show my symptoms the most. Like, my symptoms really come out in relationships. I be ready to take my life, leave Earth.
What?
Also, I suffered from, well, I still kind of suffer from it, but bad. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that, guys. So, guys, if you see this chick on the street,
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Get out of there, man.
SHHS. Self-destructive behaviors. Also like to make impulsive decisions. If I get too sad, I might just spend a whole bunch of money, but I know how to manage it though. So am I really that bad at spending? I got bad anxiety. I also suffer from generalized anxiety disorder, but I got bad anxiety. I can't turn my brain off. I wish I could turn it off. Like my mind is always going. I don't get sleep at night. I have insomnia. I don't get sleep. But I go to bed. I just stay up all night. I have more symptoms. Part 2. Hey y'all.
Okay, guys. So it looks like ZaZa is a synthetic drug. Oh, that works like an opioid. Okay. Interesting. And she says she has acid reflux. Guys, you see how she said all of her symptoms come out more. She's in relationships. She blows money. She yells at her dad. She wants to unalive herself. Self-delete. You know what I'm saying? She's always moody. Her brain won't turn off. Which means that her mouth is open 24/7. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a large percentage of modern 304s. This chick right here is the quintessential modern 304. Just 304, period. And guys, you ready? Her hashtags. Hashtag Black Girl TikTok. Hashtag BPD. Hashtag BPD TikTok. Hashtag BPD Awareness. Hashtag BPD Warrior. Hashtag BPD Recovery. Hashtag Borderline Personality Disorder. Hashtag Mental Health. Hashtag Mental Health Matters. Hashtag Anxiety. That's all these people in her comments are saying, "Oh, I think I'm the same way." I guarantee you they all are, guys. They all are. So, guys, don't deal with anyone that has mental health issues, guys. These chicks, don't do it, man. Run fast and run good. All right, you guys. AJ, I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one.